Get ready for the action, because we are diving straight into the NBA news. The Philadelphia 76ers have secured a massive opportunity in the 2026 NBA draft, landing the number 22 pick. We break down exactly who the Sixers are targeting with this selection, and what it means for their path toward title contention as we look at the potential talent pool ahead. It signals for the organization moving forward. And finally, we look at the deeper implications of that trade. We explore the long-term effects of the Jared McCain deal and what it suggests about the future trajectory of the 76ers organization. Don't miss a second of this analysis. Stay locked in, and make sure you subscribe right now. Noi Dung Kai Tight. The Philadelphia 76ers have secured the number 22 pick in the 2026 NBA draft, a significant acquisition made possible by trading Jared McCain to the Oklahoma City Thunder, allowing them to enter the draft on June 23rd. This move netted the Sixers several other draft assets, including a first-round pick from the Houston Rockets. /N/N, with the draft just 6 weeks away, Philadelphia is actively scouting options to bolster their roster following a disappointing round 2 sweep by the New York Knicks. The primary objective is to identify a player who can immediately contribute to their push for a championship. /N, several prospects have emerged as key targets for the number 22 selection. Graves stands out as a potential plug-and-play option, offering significant versatility. His 2025-26 statistics showed 11.8 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, and strong shooting efficiency, including a true shooting percentage of 61.3%. While his recent performance was coming off the bench, his potential to step into an NBA role is high, especially for a player coming from a mid-major conference. /N for guard depth, Evans presents an alternative. While perhaps not the top priority, he offers scoring upside and ball-handling skills. His efficiency as a starter at Duke suggests he has the NBA body and shooting range necessary to contribute, making him a viable trade target given the team's recent roster shifts. /N at the power forward position, Johnson is a compelling prospect. His NCAA tournament performance was stellar, averaging 12.8 points and 8 rebounds, demonstrating the rebounding prowess the Sixers currently need. Although his three-point shooting has been a weakness, his overall impact and athleticism make him a perfect fit for a team trending toward double-big lineups. /N Peat brings a blue-collar mentality and physicality to the frontcourt, standing at 6'8". Despite a lack of shooting polish, his hard work and toughness suggest he is a first-round caliber player who could thrive with the right coaching. /N Veesaar represents a higher upside gamble. Standing at 7 feet, he possesses the height, skill, and shooting ability to rebound, create offense, and protect the rim. While his age is a consideration, his current capabilities make him a versatile, plug-and-play asset who could fit into either the present or future timelines of the Sixers' roster construction. The Philadelphia 76ers are facing a difficult trade reality, complicated by the financial constraints of their current star contracts. The team is in need of a major reshuffle, but the overbloated deals surrounding Joel Embiid and Paul George make trading either player exceptionally challenging. Embiid's mammoth extension is slated for next season, and Paul George still has 2 years remaining on his current maximum deal. Despite both being elite talents, The consensus among analysts suggests the 76ers will find it easier to shop George than Embiid. This assessment is based on injury risk profiles. While Embiid remains an elite option when healthy, he carries significantly greater injury risks compared to George, who has also been hampered by his own absences. Paul George, while no longer the player he once was, remains a strong 3-and-D option due to his perimeter shooting and defensive tenacity. His skill set makes him a more seamless fit for various lineups compared to Embiid. In the context of wheeling and dealing, teams often prioritize acquiring the player who fits best, making George a more appealing target for other franchises. While securing a trade for George's contract will be a significant task, it appears to be a comparatively easier objective for the 76ers than finding a willing buyer for Embiid. The team is unlikely to make drastic changes to its core this offseason, but if they do move, the focus is expected to be aggressive in finding a suitable trade partner for Paul George. In a high-stakes Western Conference Finals matchup, the role of elite role-playing shooter Jared McCain has become a critical, yet often overlooked, factor in the contest between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs. McCain is on pace to achieve historic shooting numbers, currently averaging a 54.2% three-point shooting over 8 games, positioning him as a potential game-changer for the Thunder as they chase their second consecutive NBA Finals appearance. This trajectory brings into sharp focus a recent trade executed by the Thunder at the NBA trade deadline, acquiring McCain from the Philadelphia 76ers for a relatively small return. Analysts are questioning the rationale behind the 76ers' decision to move the player, given that McCain was not perceived as a liability within the team. Some observers suggest that McCain could have been a valuable asset to the 76ers' near future. Daryl Morey, the recently fired president of basketball operations for the 76ers, offered his justification for the trade in February. According to Morey, the move was intended to recoup value for McCain, as he believed he saw the best potential in the player. However, critics argue that Morey's reasoning does not align with the financial realities. McCain was reportedly on a reasonable contract, with a salary cap hit estimated between $4 to $6 million for the coming years, and there were indications he could recapture his peak shooting form with the Thunder. The trade's return was deemed uninspiring at the time of the deal. The prevailing sentiment is that the transaction may have been motivated more by the 76ers' desire to navigate luxury tax implications as a perceived win-now team, rather than a strategic move to bolster their championship aspirations. The immediate fallout for the 76ers was not catastrophic, as the team's overall shooting performance did not immediately collapse in the second round. However, the organizational optics surrounding the McCain trade have been scrutinized, especially following Morey's departure from the franchise, signaling a period of potential organizational recovery for the 76ers. In a pivotal Western Conference Finals matchup, the role of elite role-playing shooter Jared McCain has become a significant talking point, potentially being the deciding factor in the reigning NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder's second consecutive NBA Finals appearance against the San Antonio Spurs. Over 8 games, McCain is on track to achieve the highest three-point shooting percentage in playoff history, currently standing at 54.2%. This performance raises questions about a recent trade move made by the Thunder at the NBA trade deadline, acquiring McCain from the Philadelphia 76ers for what was perceived as a low return. Analysts are examining the rationale behind the trade, suggesting that the 76ers may have undervalued McCain's talent, as he was not seen as a liability within their locker room and could have been a valuable asset for the team's future. Daryl Morey, the recently fired president of basketball operations for the 76ers, provided his justification for the trade in February. Morey stated that he was looking to recoup value on McCain, believing he saw the best potential in the player. However, critics argue that Morey's logic is flawed. McCain was reportedly on a reasonable contract, with a salary cap hit in the $4.6 million range for the coming years, and there was justification to believe he could reignite his top-level shooting form with the Thunder. The speed and perceived lack of patience from the 76ers in moving him, coupled with the uninspiring return, led some to question the decision-making process. Some observers suggest the trade might have been motivated by the 76ers' desire to manage luxury tax implications as a supposed win-now contender, a strategy deemed detrimental to a franchise focused on sustained winning. While the immediate fallout for the 76ers seemed manageable, the long-term impact of the McCain trade and the optics surrounding the move are expected to take time to fully assess, especially following Morey's departure from the organization.